Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, my brother and I are playing the new Brothers War Precons 1v1 against each other, and we'll explain how we're doing that here in just a minute, but let me know what you guys end up thinking about this video. The kind of point is that this is a quick edit. It's not as fancy as our Commander gameplay series that we do every other Friday. This is supposed to be like really the kitchen table experience of just what it's like to play. So the editing is definitely taken down a couple notches from our gameplay series, but you know, we still enjoyed making it and it was a fun idea on our part. But let us know in the comments if this is content you would like to keep seeing. Maybe we can do this with more precons, maybe test out the Pioneer pre-constructed decks at some point. I don't know. The kitchen table experience, I feel like, is something that is a good part of Magic, and the easier edit is also fun. But if you guys don't like the quicker edit, let me know that as well, and we just won't do this or won't do it very often. All right, let's go ahead and get into the game. We're kind of doing it brawl style, right? So we have the commander decks here, but we're gonna have, since it's just 1v1, we're gonna have 25 starting life instead of 40. And we cut the decks down to 60 cards instead of the full 100, just to make the gameplay a little more smooth since it's a 1v1 setting. If you want to see what cards we cut, you can see our deck list. We'll have links in the description of this video. Steven, any notes before we jump in? Which brother are you playing?
I'm playing Mishra, Eminent One.
What'd it do?
It's a 5/4 human artificer, legendary creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of target non-creature artifact you control, except its name is Mishra's War Form, and it's a 4/4 construct artifact creature in addition to its other types. It gains haste until end of turn, sacrifices at the beginning of the next end step.
Cool. And I am playing Urza, Chief Artificer. It's for 3 white, blue, black, 4/5. It has affinity for artifact creatures, so it costs 1 less to cast for each artifact creature I control. Artifact creatures I control have menace, and at the beginning of my end step, I create a construct creature token. And Steven won the dice roll, so
yes.
Start us off.
Finally, I won something here. Wait, no, I don't draw for turn.
You don't draw for turn.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's a force I have. That needs to play brawl. I want to play Seed of the Sighted. Artifact land, tap for blue. I'll tap, add 1 to play Wayfarer's Bauble, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I will play Plains, and that's it for me.
Cool. I'm going to play Death's Forge Bridge. It enters the battlefield tapped. It's an indestructible artifact land that can tap for a black or a red, and that is sadly all I can do.
Alrighty. I'm going to play an Exotic Orchard as my land for the turn. And then for white in 1, we're going to cast Sandwell Avenger Ace. It's a 3/1. As long as an artifact creature I control is attacking, prevent all damage that would be dealt to him. And then when Sandwell becomes tapped, exile the top 6 cards of my library. I may cast a vehicle or artifact creature spell from among them and put the rest at the bottom of my library in a random order. Go ahead.
Probably should not have kept this hand. I guess I'm just gonna pay 2, sack the Wayfarer's Bauble, switch my library for a basic land card, on the battlefield tap, shuffle my library.
Assuming that's it, I'm gonna go ahead and do my turn.
Yes, that is it.
What basic are you gonna grab?
I'm gonna grab a mountain.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and go to combat. Steven, I'm gonna hit you for 3.
Okay, well, I suppose I have to take 3 as I have no blockers.
All right, and when this becomes tapped, I exile the top 6 cards of my library. I can play an artifact or vehicle from among them. Dalkin.
Top how many?
6.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Oh my god, am I gonna whiff? Oh, thank god. Soul Ring. All right, cool. So I did get a Soul Ring, so let's go for 1, we'll go ahead and cast that Soul Ring. The rest go onto the bottom of my library in a random order. I want to go ahead and play a land for turn. It's going to be a Spire of Industry. It's taps for colorless, or I can pay a life and tap it to add 1 mana of any color as long as I control an artifact. Then for 2, we're going to Plane Cycle Angel of the Ruins. So I will discard it and find a Plains to put into my hand. I am going to find Prairie Streams, and that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Can
There's
you
very
come my deck?
Oh yeah, sorry. Go for it.
Alright, I'll go ahead and play an island. I will pay 2 to play Fellwar Stone. Tap it, add 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce. So I'll just tap it. And another. I'm going to play Mycosynth Wellspring. When it enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may search the library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. So I will do that. That will be the end of my turn. Yeah, because I put it in my hand.
Okay.
I'll get Swamp.
Alright. Alright, I want to go ahead and play a Plains as my land for turn. We're just going to go ahead and go to combat. So you don't want to hit you for 3 again. And then the trigger will happen. I will exile the top 6 cards of my library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can play an artifact from among them. I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and take the Arcane Signet. So for 1, 2, I will cast the Arcane Signet from exile. And the rest will go to the bottom of my library in a random order. Let's do this. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to cast Solemn Simulacrum. When he enters the battlefield, I search my library for a basic land card to put onto the battlefield tapped. And it's a 2/2. When it dies, I draw a card. I am going to find an island to put onto the battlefield tapped. It'll be your turn to consider.
Thank you.
Cut, please.
I'll play a Swamp as my land for turn. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cast my commander. Mishra, Eminent One. So then I'm gonna move to combat.
Okay.
Beginning of combat, I'll create a token that's a copy of target non-creature artifact you control, except this name is Mishra's War Form, and it's a 4/4 construct. Just other types that you can taste until end turn, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. I'll make a copy. I'll make it of Mycosynth Wellspring.
Yep. So you'll get that ETB effect.
Yeah, so it enters the battlefield, so I'll search my library for a land card, a basic land card.
Yep.
I'll get a mountain, and that will go in my hand.
Yep.
So then I'll go ahead and attack with a 4/4 copy of Mycosynth Wellspring.
I will block with the Solemn Simulacrum.
Here you
When
go.
it dies, I will draw a card.
Okay. Yeah, so then I'll go ahead and end my turn. So then I have to sack this, which it will hit the graveyard, and then I will search my library for another basic land card. Reveal it, put it in my hand. I'll go ahead and get a Swamp. That will be the end of my turn.
Alrighty. You're starting to get the gears turning.
Finally.
Alrighty. Draw.
Okay.
Shout. Okay, so I want to play a Prairie Stream as my land for turn. It will enter untapped because I control 2 or more basic lands. I actually have a total of 3, if you can believe it. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with my 3/1. You can block it. It doesn't have any kind of evasion, but it does prevent damage. So if you block it, it won't die, but it's just a 3/1.
Well, I guess I'll block it because I don't want to take 3 damage for no reason.
That's fair, yeah. I'll exile the top 6 cards of my library, and I can play an artifact from among them. Well, that kind of stinks. So let's go.
No, this says as long as an artifact creature you control is attacking, prevent damage.
Ew.
He's not.
Okay, well then when you block it, it dies.
Okay.
That's okay. This is
That's
my first
still
time
an
playing.
interesting
I still don't know what's going on.
I was gonna
half
say
the
because
time.
if it just was basically just indestructible whenever it's attacking,
That'd
and
be
you had
kinda
to do
cool.
that, that'd be a little broken.
I don't think it'd be
What?
broken,
Well-
but it would be pretty good.
Really.
All right, so I'm trying to decide which of these 2 I want. I think these are my only 2 legal hits.
Okay. Well, you want my opinion?
Should I
I'm
get
just
the
glad
2/2
that Swords to
flyer?
Plowshares going at the bottom of your library. So.
Yes. I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, cast the Master Ethereum. Power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts I control, and other artifact creatures I control get +1/+1. So for 1, 2, 3, we're going to cast Chief of the Foundry. It's a 2/3 that says other artifact creatures I control get +1/+1. For 3, I will cast Thopter Shop. Whenever one or more artifact creatures I control dies, I draw a card that triggers only one time per turn, but I can pay 2 and a white and tap it to create a 1/1 Thopter token. And I will pass the turn.
Oogie. And I will play Mountain for my land for turn. We'll go ahead and pay 2 to play Slubad Goblin Tinkerer. It's a 1/2. Sacrifice an artifact. Target artifact gains indestructible until end of turn. 1 blue to play Emery Lurker of the Lock.
Nice.
1/2. This artifact costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control, so that's why I only paid
Only one
for
mana
it.
for it,
Yeah, because I have. When it's the battlefield, you mill 4 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll mill all of these. Blasphemous Act. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you're gonna wish you had that later. I promise you that.
Whoops. I guess I should read it. Hold on, I'm gonna read everything. So Blasphemous Act, rest in peace. Gore, Wellspring,
Yep.
and Hill Spellbomb. I can tap it. Choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may cast that card this turn. I'm gonna go ahead and pay 2 to cast Idol of Oblivion.
Oh.
I can tap in to draw a card, activate only if I created a token this turn. I can pay 8, tap it, sacrifice Idol of Oblivion, and create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token.
Scary.
You know I like that kind of stuff. Let's move to combat. I'm gonna create a copy of. Might as well do Microsynth Wellspring again, because you know, to get that extra mana, you know, thin out the deck a little bit, you know.
Can I make a suggestion for you?
We won't.
I'm just trying to be nice.
What?
You can choose the Idol of Oblivion because this is a token that you're making,
Oh, and
and it will have haste. So if you don't attack with it, you can tap them to draw cards, or not. Just a suggestion.
Well,
If you'd rather thin out the deck, you can do that. But if you wanted to draw cards
okay? Yeah, you're right. What is the power and toughness of
of my creatures,
Yeah, so that's a 5/5.
so it's a 5/5 without the buff from here. So it's a 6/6, and then this is a 2/3, and then with this buff, it's actually a 3/4. So this is a 3/4. This is a 6/6.
I see. In that case, if I'm making only a 4/4, it might make sense to do that, just so I can get some more card draw. So I guess I'll go ahead and do that. The copy will be Idol of Oblivion. Since I created a token this turn, I'm now able to tap Idol of Oblivion to draw cards. So I'll do that with both my Idol of Oblivions. So I'll draw 2 cards.
The power.
Did I play land this turn? I think I did. I'm gonna pay 2. I'll play Onicult Anvil. Whenever one or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. I can tap him to sacrifice an artifact, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain a life. I'll go ahead and end the turn, which means I have to sacrifice this thing, but that means I will be able to create a 1/1
Correct.
construct.
My go.
Okay.
1, 2, blue, and we're gonna cast Vidant of Thassa. Whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, I may draw a card. Let's see, I have 2 artifact creatures, so Urza cost 4 mana right now. All right, so let's go ahead, and for 4, we're finally gonna cast Urza. He's a 4/5, and artifact creatures I control have menace, and at the beginning of my end step, I create a construct token. I'm gonna go ahead and for my land for turn, I want to play a Bajuka Bog to exile your graveyard. Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're the worst.
I know. And then I guess for 1, just so I have it, I'll cast Relic of Progenitus. I can tap it to exile a card from a graveyard, or I can pay 1 to exile it and exile all graveyards and draw a card. I'm gonna go ahead and go to combat. So this is actually a 7/7 now, and this guy is a 3/4. They have menace because of Urza. I'm just gonna go ahead and swing.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Remind me again.
okay. So he's a 7/7 and he's a 3/4. They both have menace because of Urza.
I'm going to use Slowbad's ability. I'm going to sacrifice an artifact, Micro Synth Wellspring, which will let me go get a basic land and put in my hand when it enters the graveyard from the battlefield. I'll give target artifact indestructible. I'll make my 1/1 construct indestructible.
Wow, this is a real power move here.
I'm blocking your big guy.
They do have menace. Don't forget that because of Urza.
Ooh, okay, I did forget that. Well, Emery's pretty much useless, so I guess I'll use these two to block the big one.
Okay. And then you'll take the 3 from the Chief of the Foundry. Or are you gonna double?
What's the power type?
He's a 3/4 menace.
I guess I'll now I'll take the 3.
All right. So Emery dies. You get to find a basic land to put into your hand.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna go to my and then Bite and Thassa triggers. Whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, I may draw a card. I will choose to draw a card. Yes, I would like to do that. And then at the beginning of my end step, I will create a construct token that gets +1/+1 for each artifact I control, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now.
I'm getting an island.
Okay. And it will be your turn, my guy. You might be toast.
Why do I feel like when I'm popping off, you're popping off more?
Because that's just the story of Urza and Mishra.
Which is
What's happening right now?
okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. Play Command Tower as my land for turn.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've done this.
I won the game. You might as well just give up now. I'll go ahead and pay 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Trading Post.
Oh, nice.
I can tap it, or pay 1 to tap it to discard a card and you gain 4 life. I can pay 1, tap it to pay a life, create a 0/1 white goat creature token. A 0/1 white
It's
goat.
good sack fodder.
I can pay 1 to tap it to sacrifice a creature, return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand, which is not very helpful right now. And then I can pay 1 to tap it, sacrifice an artifact, draw a card. Well, I guess I'll go to combat. I'll do the same thing I did last time. I'll create a token of Idol of Oblivion.
Okay.
And then I'll just go ahead and tap both of those to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. And then I'll go ahead and pay 1, 2, 3 to play Silas Wren, Seeker Adept. It's a 2/2 legendary creature with Death Touch. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, choose target artifact card in the graveyard. You may cast that card this turn. So I'll pay 1, tap Trading Post, I pay a life. Ridiculous. And then I guess I'll create the most underwhelming token of all time.
Oh no, I've seen worse.
I have not. I guess I'll go to my end step. So I'll have to sacrifice my copy of Idol of Oblivion. Artifact leaves the battlefield, so I'll create a 1/1 construct.
Correct.
I have 2 of these suckers.
Okay.
I think that's it. Yep, pass.
All right. Probably. Untap. Dwarf a ton. For 1, let's go ahead and exile the Relic Progenitus to exile all graveyards, and I draw a card.
Why are you doing this?
So I can draw a card. I thought it was pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna play a Goldmire Bridge as my land for turn. It's an artifact land that's indestructible, taps for white or black. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Steven, my hand's not great.
I don't really care what your hand looks like.
Okay, so what's the thing that gives your artifacts indestructible?
Wouldn't you like to know? It's Slowbad, Goblin, Tinkerer.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. For white, black, and 1, I thought about blowing it up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to, for 3, cast Vindicate, destroy target permanent. I'm gonna hit Mishra.
That's rude.
Just roll.
I guess, dude.
There. So as I'm going to combat, I realized something. This is an artifact, so these have another +1. And I think I'm just gonna swing you with these. I want to hold Urza back for safekeeping.
I bet you would.
So with the buffs, this construct is a 10/10. Keep in mind, they all have menace. This construct is a 10/10. Master of Ethereum is a 9/9, and the Chief of the Foundry is a 2/4. Oh, sorry, he's a 3/4. Actually, it's -1 on these guys because I don't have the relic anymore.
I'm gonna sacrifice Oni Cold Anvil and Trading Post to give 2 target artifacts indestructible. I'm gonna make both my constructs indestructible, and I'm gonna chump block whatever the biggest thing you have is. So was that one?
Yes, he's a 9/9.
Yeah, I'll chump block that one.
Okay.
And then I'll block with my goats and Silas,
Okay.
which does have Death Touch.
Correct. And then you have to take the 3 from the Chief of the Foundry.
Yep.
Okay. So I only have 1 creature deal damage to you. I'll draw the 1 card off of Bident of Thassa. And then those 2 creatures of yours will die. My Master of Ethereum will die. So I have 1 less artifact, so this guy goes down. And that's 1 less Anthem effect he has. Wow, I just drew a couple lands. That doesn't feel good. 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. We'll cast Alela, Artful Provocateur. It's a 2/3 flying death touch lifelink. Other creatures I control with flying get +1/+0, which currently is none. And then whenever I cast an artifact or enchantment spell, I create a 1/1 fairy creature token with flying. And I will pass the turn, and on my end step, I will create another construct.
I will play Smoldering Marsh. It's my land for turn. It is not in the battlefield type because I control 2 or more basic lands.
Before you do anything impactful this turn, I missed a trigger.
I don't care.
My thought
That's on you.
Whenever a creature I control died, my Master of Ethereum died. An artifact creature I control dies, I draw a card. It changes nothing.
He
Continue.
missed that. No, he missed that.
It's just
1,
another
2,
land.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to tap Sacrifice Idol of Oblivion, and I'll create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token.
Oh my gosh. The horror.
The horror. There he is. That might be the only thing that could possibly save me at this point. And even then, I pass the turn.
Excellent. I think I've got this. I'm going to play a Mistvault Bridge. That's my land for turn. White taps for blue or black, indestructible artifact land, which will make these guys go up 1 more. And we're just going to go ahead and go to combat, and we're just going to swing with everything. I'm even going to swing with Urza because I feel that confident that I win.
I will sacrifice Felwar Stone and Seat of the Synod. I'll give my 2 1/1 constructs indestructible until end of turn. I will use both of them. So these are the same, but they're the biggest.
Yes.
All right, so I'll use.
They do get +1/+1 off of the Chief of the Foundry, so they are 9/9s.
All right, so I use both of them to block 1,
Okay.
and then I'll use Maldrazi and Soulbad Goblin Tinker to block.
I'll obviously
I guess
stack him so
probably
I'll obviously
the other
stack him
one.
so that he dies in the
Why?
combat.
So then that one will die
Correct.
because obviously a 10/10 is bigger than a 9/9. I guess I take the rest. I don't know how much that is, but I might be dead. Is that at least 12?
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so I'm still alive.
Uh-huh. And I gain 2 life off of Layla's lifelink.
Yeah, but do you need that?
Well, I mean, I haven't taken any damage this game. So I had 3 creatures deal damage to you, so I'll draw 3 cards off of the Bident. Just to have a little extra protection, not that I necessarily need it. But for 2, I'm going to cast a Swiftfoot Boots. And then for 1, we're going to equip it to Urza, so he has hexproof. And then for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to cast my favorite card. Well, not my favorite card, but it has my favorite name of any card, which is Sharding Sphinx. It's a 4/4 artifact creature with flying, and whenever an artifact creature I control deals combat damage to a player, I may create a 1/1 Thopter creature token with flying. He is an artifact, so this will go up another 1, and I will create a fairy token off of Alela. And then I will go to my end step. Urza will create me another construct. And that is going to be all for me, good sir.
You return. Alright, I'll go ahead and play an island for my land for turn. Alright, this is gonna be stupid, but this is my last Hoya. Not
The last one.
not hurrah, Hoya. Alright, well, so first of all, might as well get in as much damage as I can, not that that's gonna mean anything. I attack with my 10/10 Eldrazi and my 2/1/1 constructs.
Okay, well, you know what? Just to send a message, I'll take it all.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna pay 3 to play Oblivion Stone. Then I'll pay 5 to sack it and destroy all creatures with no fate counters on it. Specifically each non-land permanent without a fate counter on it, which is everything.
All non-land permanents without a fate counter. Well, I don't know how you did it, Steven.
Don't get cocky.
All right, that happens. Steven, I was gonna win!
Not yet, about myself. Hopefully at least a couple turns. Alright, that's it. I'm tapped out, so whenever you're done putting your crap in your graveyard, it's your turn.
I'll play Vault of Whispers as my land for turn. It's an artifact land attached for black. For 1, I'm gonna cast Skull Clamp.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And cast Vidalcan Humiliator 3/4. When he attacks, if I control 3 or more artifacts, creatures my opponent control lose all abilities and have base power and toughness of 1 until end of turn. I do not have the mana to recast Urza, so I will go ahead and pass. Okay.
I will play Vault of Whispers. Artifact land I can tap for black. That's my land for turn. So pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm recasting Mishra.
Okay.
I'm going to have move to combat, creating a copy of one of my artifact lands. I guess if you want to be specific, I'll do a Vault of the Whispers or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing to matters because I'm going to attack you with it. So it's a 4/4.
I'll take it. I go to 11.
All right. I'll go ahead and also pay 2 to play a Strionic Resonator. I can pay 2, tap it, copy target, triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy, and step, sacrifice it, pass.
All right. Untap, blah. We're gonna play a command tower as my land for turn. We're gonna go ahead and pay 1 to equip the Skull Clamp to Vidalcan Humiliator. So it has +1, -1, so it is now a 4/3. When it dies, I draw 2 cards. And when it attacks, which it will right now, because I have 3 or more artifacts, I have 4 to be precise, your creatures become 1/1s with no abilities till end of turn. So you block it or you die.
Well, I guess I'll block it. That's rude.
Yeah, dude. For 6, we're just gonna recast my boy Urza. And at the beginning of my end step, I'll create a construct, and he is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a 5/5. Go for it.
Am I gonna spend my entire turn just recasting my commander?
I don't know. I'm just gonna attack and make it a 1/1 again. So
Play a swamp as my land for turn. I paid 4 to cast Joyreth, which is one of my least favorite creatures of all time.
that's amazing. So
I mean, it's good. It's just,
she's the best.
and then, I mean, you know, I can't do anything else, really. Just so I can have another blocker. Audacious Reshapers.
That all?
Yeah.
All right. Untap.
Choke.
Dwa.
I mean, I'm dead either way.
Arcane Sanctum will be my land for the turn. We'll go to combat. And your creatures become 1/1s. Declare blocks.
I mean, I'll block your 2 biggest ones, I guess.
All right, cool.
And one I still
GG.
take at least 4?
Yes. GG. All right, well, there you have it, guys. You got, I was going to say we could play best 2 out of 3, but this game went really long, so we won't do that. But we got to show off a decent amount of our decks. You kind of got a little bit of the gist on what they do here, though You won't believe my statement, Steven, because of how this game went, but I
No,
do
I
actually
don't
believe that Mishra is the stronger of the two decks.
I don't believe it.
Okay, well, that's okay. Thanks for watching. If you want specific Commander gameplays, make sure you're subscribed. We have a Commander gameplay series going on right now. We have, I think, at the time that this comes out, we'll have 3 episodes out. Maybe the 4th one will be out. Not sure. We have a new episode every other week. We have a couple other Brothers War related videos that are either out or about to be out. We have a top 10 cards from the set video, and then I have a unboxing and review of these decks as well. We will see you guys later.